Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Elmo's 1920s makeup tutorial for the NYX. That's right, NYX NYX Cosmetics Face Awards. Stay tuned for details on voting.
Hi everyone, it's Ammo. Today's look is going to have a classic application with a pop of color. Here's a look at my after and my before. I'm starting with MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot and a small concealer brush. You're going to apply this to the top third and bottom third of your brow. This helps to start conceal over the brow. Also apply a little to the beginning of the brow. Next, apply the primer all over the lid. This helps our eyeshadow to last long and to look vibrant. Also apply a little under the lash line. Using Maybelline New York's cover stick that I transferred to a pot, I went over the same areas as before. Be sure to blend this out with your brush and then with your finger. Now using MAC's Soba Shadow and a small angled brush, I'm going to start shaping the brow. We want to keep them as thin as possible while creating a rounded arch. Also, extend the brow by about 1/4 of your natural brow length. You'll want it to be elongated and come to a point. I'm now making a mad face to see where the brow muscle creases my skin. I'm drawing a swooped line to the top of that crease down to my brow. This gives us a stylized eyebrow that adds character to the overall look. Starting on the eyes, I'm using MAC's White Frost Shadow under the brow and on the inside corner of my eye. Since the look will have a pop of color and be a little more modern, I'm using a shimmer instead of a matte shadow. Now for the star of the show, I'm taking NYX Shadow in purple and applying it to my lid with a large flat brush. I'm using a patting motion in the center of my eye and then a sweeping motion to lightly blend the ends. Next, using MAC's Scene Shadow and a large blender brush, applying a sweeping motion to the hollow of the eye. This is just above our natural crease. Once you apply a few layers, blend the shadow up to the top corner of the eye. The shadow will slightly blend into the bottom of the brow. Now using MAC Carbon Shadow and a shorter blender brush, darken the new crease and upper corner. Then apply the shadow to the outer fourth and inner fourth of the eye. Next, taking MAC's Scene Shadow and a small angled brush, apply under the lash line and up to the outer fourth of the eye. Using the same brush with Max Carbon Shadow, repeat the application under the lash line. You can then use a short blending brush to blend and create a smoky effect. I'm actually using a lip brush to apply NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk to my waterline. This will open the look of the eye and make them appear bigger. With Maybelline New York's Line Stiletto Liquid Liner in Black is Black, I'm lining just above the lash line from the inner corner to the outer corner of the eye. I then took my Shuyu Mura curler and curled my upper lashes. Next, I applied L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara to my upper lashes and to my lower lashes. Moving on to our lips, I'm taking a burgundy lip liner to measure and mark where I want the top of the lip to start. By closing your lip, you create a harder surface to draw on, which helps create clean lines. I'm creating a very round shape similar to the top of a heart. When you bring the pencil to the bottom of that lip, gradually swoop it down and out. The end of the line will be closer in than where your lip really ends. You can then fill in the shape that you created. I like to start the bottom lip by lining my natural shape. Then, little by little, I extend the line to create a fuller lip. This lip will also end closer in than where it really ends. For lipstick, I'm using Makeup Designery's Blackberry and applying it with a flat lip brush. Moving on to our cheeks, I'm using Makeup Designery's Endless Summer Bronzer and an angled blush brush to contour my face. Apply it to the hollows of the cheeks, just under the jawline, and alongside of the face and temples, including the hairline. Then I'm pinching the brush and applying a little contour under my cheek. To highlight, I'm using Smashbox Soft Light Shimmer with the blush brush. I'm concentrating it at the apples of my cheeks and lightly pulling it along the top of my cheekbone. The 1920s wasn't shy with rouge, so I'm applying a generous amount of Pink Swoon Blush by MAC. Concentrate this on the apples of the cheeks by using a stippling and twisting technique. Next, using Revlon Photo Ready powder and a flat sponge, I'm cleaning up under the cheek and also setting any areas that tend to shine. Using the bronzer once more, pinch the brush and run it along the side of your nose, and under the jawline and chin. I also applied a highlight down the middle of my nose. Using Ardell Brush On Lash Adhesive, I applied a few layers to a bottom false lash. Apply the lash right under your natural lash line. I like to start with the middle of my lash, blink in between, and then secure the outer and inner corner. I then like to add a little liquid liner to conceal the fake lash line. Next, repeat the same steps for the top lashes. Start in the middle and then secure each corner. This look has the best of both worlds. We have classic 1920s makeup that has been stylized and updated with a pop of color and shimmer.
Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Be sure to like this video so that Emma can get one step closer to competing in the 2013 NYX Face Awards. Till next time, like, comment, and subscribe.